Welcome back to Redeemed Rides. I'm Dennis. I'm middle-aged and out of shape. I also like long walks on the beach and a spicy margarita. What are you doing? What? Like the guys in the cologne commercials, you know? Dude, what is wrong with you? I like the smell of gasoline. Get over here. Why? Why? So I can kick you. Well, we are back working on our 78 Ford Bronco. After a long anticipated week, I had the parts ordered. They arrived, so we're ready to put things back together. I'll show you real quick what I've done. Went ahead and spray painted the drums. Went ahead and got our brake kit. I painted our, I don't know, I guess hub assembly, brake assembly. Went ahead and got new hardware with wheel cylinders. Got our axle shafts cleaned up. Went ahead and painted the axle shaft flange for one of them. The other one needs to be replaced because it got kind of wallered out and oblong from that driver's side rear axle. Got our new bearings, our new third member assembly. I did a reusable gasket. We've got our fluids, and you can see I've already started on the brakes here just a little bit. I want to go ahead and get these assembled, ready to go, so that way we can just, once I get the axles in, I can place these on, bolt them down, put the drums back on, and we'll be set, ready to go. I do need to get the seals and the races. I thought I ordered the kit, but I didn't. I just got the bearings with one race, but I need the seal and a race as well. I did go with Speedway Motors for the third member assembly, which I'm going to give a shout out to them. They were awesome. It was easy to order online. They had it shipped. They had everything that I ordered from them, which was the gasket, some of the hardware kit for the universal joint, my fluid, everything was shipped within like 2 days, or one of the packages arrived within 2 days. And then FedEx decided to hold the most important part, which is this, that I'm unveiling to you now. They went ahead and held on to this at their local depot and loaded it on their truck, for about 4 days straight, saying that it was going to be here in today, between 11 and 2. And they did that every day, and they said, delivery not attempted. I have no idea what in the world they were thinking, but why. But as soon as I complained, it was here the next day by 9:30. So just very disappointed in FedEx there, but Speedway Motors, awesome. So very pleased with the product. I did go with 411 gears. It originally had 350. But I'm running 33-inch tires right now, and I may go up to 35s. So with a 3-speed manual, I wanted something that wasn't going to be screaming on the highway at high RPM, but at the same time wasn't sluggish off the line. So I wanted a little bit of torque on the front end, and I didn't want it screaming, if I was on the highway, which I'm not intending to really do much highway driving with this. The intention is to go camping and fishing and have this as a rig that's set with all of our gear. So if we decide on a weekend we want to go, we can just hop in, pack a cooler, hop in and go. So we live out in the country. We have back roads. That's the intention. So I think the 411 gears are going to be a really good setup. I'm hoping, that that works out. So anyway, that's where we're at. So today I want to go ahead and get these rear drum brake assemblies set and put together, ready to install. And then I can go get the other parts that I need for the axle shafts. But we'll go ahead, let's get started. We'll dig in. When I'm done, I'll show you our final product, getting ready to put it in, and I'll hopefully start unbolting in this third member assembly. It is hotter than a $2 pistol. I'll tell you what, I am just scattered and all over the place with vehicles right now. I mean, I haven't posted the video I wanted to post after the last video, because just had a plethora of issues with our daily drivers that I'm trying to keep up on, and started working down on the Bronco and just got pulled off. Need to figure out how I'm going to get that third member assembly in, and so I'd worked on it, then I started working on the brakes and started cleaning up the rear end more. So I've piddled on it a little bit. I don't have anything major to give updates on for it, or any video footage of what I've done. It hasn't really changed really any, just cleaning it up more. But my daughter's 96 Jeep Cherokee, left her stranded on the side of the road. Hit jump time. I think the distributor, well, I know the rotor bug was shot, because when I took it off, it was the cap off. The rotor bug was apart in pieces. The rotor itself, I don't know if it was the correct one when we bought it. It was out of time whenever I bought the vehicle. We put a new distributor in it, and I was able to get it in time, but I do know that it was out. So got that taken care of, and then she went driving, was going to go down to the lake, and there was a noise in the rear end, kind of making a letting off the gas, letting off the accelerator, and it would just kind of make a wah, 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 wah. Thought it was the rear end, but it's the U-joint. The U-joint, they're completely oblong. Just crazy. Here, I'll go show you. So here's the U-joint. Let me move this around. You see that? See it? I don't know what's the best angle. Anyway, it is just both sides. It's not round anymore. So definitely not round. I thought these were serviceable at first, and if they are, this is completely rusted solid. There's no way. I tried hammering it out, beating it out. I've soaked it in PB Blaster. I've done everything. it looks like it's one of those, and I know Jeep made them where it was a whole drive shaft. They weren't serviceable U-joints. And that's what this looks like. It does not look like it is a serviceable U-joint that they push out. And you had to buy the whole drive shaft. And I mean, this is the whole drive shaft. Like, meh, 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 meh. Like there's nothing here. So why not make it to where you could just replace the whole thing? I don't know. This other end is fine. I don't see any real issues with it when I was kind of inspecting it. It is pitted and rusted and looks terrible, so it needs to be replaced anyway. I don't even know. I know that U-joint, was throwing it off because it was running rough and driving rough. It had vibrations and there was all kinds of rattles and noises. And I thought, man, this thing is running. The engine's running smooth. I don't understand why this is running rough. Well, that's why. So anyway, that's that. So her Jeep I've been working on. My son's Ram truck. I had some fuel issues with it. It was leaking around the top of the fuel pump. That's stopped. So I don't know if the vent tube was plugged up and it was allowing the tank to expand, and it was forcing the fumes and the fuel back up around the seal. I don't know. I was going to take the bed off because I was not dropping the tank because it was a full tank of fuel, full tank of gas. There was no way I was dropping that. And then it stopped. So I don't know. I like it when cars fix themselves. But then his taillights stopped working. Brake lights worked. So anyway, I pulled it in and it was just a blown fuse. So I don't know what blew it. There's a wire or something that grounded out, I'm sure. So I think today I want to tinker around on the Camaro. I got to get this engine harness out. So I think in one of my previous videos, I had said that I was keeping the engine harness tied up in here. That way it was already there if somebody wanted to put fuel injection in, and if they wanted, the harness was there. After I got into it and looking at the wires that were spliced, cut, wrapped up, connectors that were hanging loose, there's stuff everywhere. And then I started thinking about it too. This is never going to go back to original. This is not going to be anything that's going to be a numbers matching. If someone's going to swap and put a fuel injection motor in here, they're going to have a harness with it. It's not going to be the factory harness that's most likely going to go with it. I know you can use it. I know you could pull the wires out of it and you could hook up and use most of it. Sure, you could. But with as hacked up as this was, and as oil bound as these connectors are, most likely if someone ends up buying this and putting fuel injection in it, they're going to have their own kit, their own harness. And, it's just going to be a complete deal. They're not going to use the factory harness that's in it. So I thought, well, let's clean this up. Let's get the harness out, and then I can wire up my own harnesses to what I need. I mean, I know we have all the cluster and the gauges and everything that need to work, so we'll wire those up. You have your fuel pump, starter, all that good stuff. Ignition. So we'll go through, take the harness apart, and we will use the wires that we need. And if the connectors are good, I'll reuse that stuff. If the wires are good, I'll reuse it. If not, I'm just going to make my own. I'm just going to go get the wire. I'm going to make my own connectors on the end of it, and I'm going to make it run. It's not fuel injected. This is a carbureted motor. There's not going to be much to make it run. So why have all that stuff there? We're going to go ahead and dig into this wiring harness, see how far we can get today. It is super hot, y'all. I mean, the humidity is absolutely insane. I'm just sitting here, sweat's just pouring down. It's going in cracks and crevices it's not intended to go into. You know what I mean? Something else I've been doing is building chicken coop in my spare time, which is not a thing, just a term that we use to make it sound like we have time, but we don't. Anyway, so this is not very bright, but I think it's going to get me enough. I think it's going to get me enough light for what I'm wanting to do today. That'll hook in there. Sure. Nice. Here, let's bring you in here. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So this is an example of the wiring that I'm pulling out. See, look at this. See, this is not worth, it's not worth saving. And look at this. This is nuts. So I'm going to wrap up the items that I do know that we need so I can trace them back. And some of these are relays and things that I'm probably going to end up needing, but I don't know. I just need to start new. Here's heater hoses that were just laying. They're just laying in here. It's fine. I'm not going to take it out in the winter time anyway. I'll let whoever buys it deal with that. But what we can do is get this cleaned up. I really want to get it painted black inside here and then have the motor. So I really want us to look nice and clean and kind of finished-ish. And then, you know, paint it, clean up the inside, do some interior trim work. Just pieces that are missing. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button, subscribe. I'll put these out whenever I can. Y'all stay cool out there. We'll catch you next time.